Hey everybody, it's John Brown, the one and only Bandana Gamer, coming to you today with another episode of Contravania. And actually, this is such a very special episode of Contravania. This is an episode I've been dreaming of doing since we started this. Actually, since I started YouTube. Like, I have wanted to do this kind of thing from the get-go, and I'm so blessed to have an amazing collection of friends here to do this kind of episode. But we are discussing our games of the year. If you've watched my channel in the past, I've done a video series on games of the year. I've asked different YouTubers to contribute. And this year I just asked them to talk to me about it. So I'm very, very blessed to have these amazing people and cannot wait to hear what games they have picked for the 2021 Game of the Year. So let's get into a little bit of check-in. 8-Bit Glitch 79. How you doing? What's up in Massachusetts? How's the car?
It's doing good. I parked it in Harvard Yard.
But
it's finally cold. It's finally cold. Thank God.
So maybe that'll trickle down to the rest of us as we get ready for our Christmas luau's.
Yeah, it was like 50 degrees yesterday here in Jersey. Like, oh my God.
I think
we had almost like almost a 70 like earlier in the week. Like it was crazy. And now it was like a blustery 30, 20, 28 to 30, depending where you were.
Nice.
So,
well, Tom and Lacey, I know it's been a little warmer than y'all like in the area y'all been, because we've had some few polos. I think y'all
75 degrees all weeks in a row.
Someone in Missouri did not get the memo that it is December. But how y'all doing? What's going on?
It's too warm. It makes us mad. Right?
I can't get in the holiday spirit.
You get angry. So what do you do when the weather makes you angry? Do you get wangry or something?
I wouldn't.
I take hot chocolate outside, and it's just chocolate at this point.
No, it stays hot because it's hot outside.
So, good, but y'all are doing well. Life is going as good.
Yes.
It's going good. It's hectic. I mean, I will spill the beans just because it's so awesome. But this one right here applied for a job one day and gets interviewed and hired the very next day because she has the freaking skills that kill.
Well, thank you.
Yes. You're hearing it here on Bandana Gamer. This is breaking news.
It is.
Do You Nerd Lacey's got an awesome job in a field she's super excited about. I'm going to be honest. It was the best news I got all last week. Brightened my day. So I'm so happy for you, Lacey. So excited. You deserve all the good things.
He even clapped for her. I saw it.
I know. It's hard.
Yeah. It only hurts a little, but it's worth the smile. Captain Algebra, what's going on? How you doing in the basement, in the game room? What's up?
I'm always doing great here in the basement, in the game room. Otherwise, things are really good because it's Christmas break. So I don't have to see those shitty 8th graders for 2 whole weeks.
yeah.
We're getting all kinds of things on this record. None of us, only Lacey will have a job after this one.
I can tell you all how to get jobs. It's okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was a little harsh. Okay, I like
2 of them?
60% of them.
Yeah.
I'll give 60%.
As someone who works with teenagers, 60% A is a high success rate for liking them. And B, like that 40% though, they can ruin your day. They can ruin your day.
Yeah. Very quickly. Very quickly.
So,
but yeah, otherwise things are good.
Nice. How's the Sega collecting going?
Oh, it's slow, with it being the holiday season. I'm not really buying much for myself.
That's good.
However, since I have the next 2 days off, but my wife still has to go to work and the kids are going to daycare, I thought it'd be nice to go to a game store, do a little game hunting, get a little more Genesis in my life before the new year.
Nice. Good. Well, look forward to hearing about that. Look forward to seeing you play it. Awesome stream this past weekend. So.
Thank you, even though I hate Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, that's what I was like. What was it that he was streaming? Because he just Mortal Kombat. I mean, you're wrong about fighting games, but that's okay.
No, they're the worst. They're the worst.
Maybe
not worse than RPGs, but they're up there.
I'm not. I hate fighting games.
Okay, so I've muted Cap. See if he can figure out how to unmute himself. He just picked like my 2 favorite genres. So, Cap, you can unmute yourself. There's clicky
You
things.
better be careful, okay? I taught a full half a year with Zoom. I know what I'm doing on here. I will get you back.
You've had Tom kick me out of your streams, man. There's been collusion on this very soon, man. This is just payback.
Waiting for one of us cat or something.
What's that?
And I'm waiting for one of us to become a cat filter and things like that.
I'm not really a cat.
Judge, I'm not really a cat.
Tis the season. No, I think we'd go with something more festive, like Ratboy's going to be a reindeer, 8-Bit would be a cookie, Tom's going to be an elf, Lacey, I'm going with Rudolph. I mean, the red vibe is what I'm going with, you know. Captain Algebra is going to be Scrooge.
Sounds about right.
And Mikey's just going to be Mikey because he's festive. You know, that's why he's on. But speaking of, RetroMikey 78, first time on the show. How you doing, buddy?
Hey, not too bad.
Good.
Just enjoying not going to work right now, I guess.
Okay.
Been off work for almost a month.
Oof. Well, sorry to hear that, but I'm going to give you kudos on another front. You're wearing a 49er shirt. It breaks my soul today of all days. Kyle Shanahan is the devil. But
Hey, I'm a 49er faithful, man.
Well, as a Falcons faithful, I say congrats on your victory today. So, what you been playing lately?
Honestly, in the last 2 weeks, I never went through the Batman Arkham games. I spent one whole week and 100%ed all 3 of them.
Nice.
And then last week, I went through Alan Wake on the 360. Then I went through the American Nightmare DLC. And then I got a hold of the remastered one and also went through it.
Nice. Wow. Okay, so you've just been going through and setting them up and knocking them down. Now I feel bad. Okay, we have to stop this. I have to go play games, so I feel equivalent to Mikey now.
Pretty much. When I didn't have nothing to do, no reason to go to work or do anything.
Okay, well,
I would get up and just play games all day.
Nice. Well, I commend you on the good use of what I see as good use of time. So, and finally, turning to my good friend in New Jersey, Ratboy Collectibles, the one and only. If you haven't met Ratboy, this is Ratboy, a.k.a. Devin. Devin, how's it going, man?
Been pretty good. A little news to my life. I stopped being a CNA recently, so I need to find another job, but it's going to be a little relaxing so I can stay home with the baby for a while.
Oh, cool.
Cool. Mm-hmm. Stay at home dad, man. I support that. And Willow's awesome. So, Willow deserves, as much full-time person. She really should have, a full staff, in my opinion.
Yeah, she kind of does need it. There's a reason why we call her Angry Baby.
Yeah.
She's asleep right now, or else I'd kind of have her over here.
I was going to say, though, she was awesome at Too Many Games. She was pretty chill, walking.
We found out that she really likes being out in places like that. We had her in Dave & Buster's yesterday, and she was happy as a clam. She's awesome. I thought she was going to lose her mind. But she was really, really happy and very, very into it. All the lights and colors and everything. She liked it.
You've got an extrovert baby. I'm sorry.
I know.
I'm so sorry. Maybe that'll change. It could be a phase. Well, I'll say some prayers and light some candles for you. But so let's get on with the show. It is once again good to see everybody. Oh, by the way, I'm doing well. Other than my arm is all wonky, but I can tie a bandana now. And that was half the battle. I'm on the road to recovery. My hair is now covered, so things are going swimmingly. Well, I will say it's busy at work, but apparently, the God being born is just takes up a lot of time for people. This is one of the busy seasons. We get the guy born, 6 months later he dies. It's just crazy. But we'll hit summer break and it'll be a nice even kill. Keel, not kill.
Freudian slip there?
Freudian slip. I mean, what? No. All right, so it is time for Game of the Year, and since I'm the host, I'm going to just randomly pick who I want to hear from first. I'm going to go with Captain Algebra. The guy has beat 732 games, has broken every Genesis cartridge. He's collected them all and now has broken them all. Cap, what is your game of the year and why?
It sounded like that sounded like a boxing intro.
Yeah, right.
Beating 732 games in a year, coming in.
I mean, I'm kind of a big deal, so I get it. So thank you, Jonathan. I appreciate that. Hey, I don't get mad at many Genesis games, okay? I don't think I've ever actually broken a Genesis game. Now, NES, yes, I have broken an NES game, but not Genesis.
So Ghouls and Ghosts is your game of the year.
No. You know what? So I've beaten 118 games so far this year. Hopefully hitting 120 in the next couple weeks. And so it was tough to make a decision. I don't know. Did I go with Great Waldo Search? That was up there. Or maybe Barbie Supermodel? Classic Genesis game right there. I mean, it was hard to pick with games like that. But I went with actually a modern game this time, which is kind of surprising. Usually I stick with more retro. But I went with Days Gone on the PS4. And so this one I finally decided to sit down and play. Last year my goal was to hit 100 games beaten. And I didn't know if I could do that playing long games. So I played a lot of short games. Ended up getting to 150. That was cool. So this year I was like, okay, I'm going to slow down. Don't really have a goal for how many games I want to beat. So I'm going to put in some longer games here and there. And Days Gone kind of got a bad rap when it came out. I think it was pretty glitchy and stuff, and people didn't seem to love it. But then I found out that there were some people that really liked it. So I was like, all right, I'll give it a shot. And it was phenomenal. It's basically The Walking Dead mixed with The Last of Us. You know, there's this like zombie apocalypse, and you're trying to escape. Your wife gets hurt, and you end up leaving her. And then it fast forwards a little bit of time, and you're going out there trying to like find out what happened to her, see if she's still alive, you know, while avoiding other people who try to kill you, as well as these people who have gone like insane and just like, I don't remember what they call themselves, the Scars maybe. They like cut their bodies up and stuff, and they're just like really freaky. And then of course there's the hordes, which, you know, it's not like other zombie games where you run into like a few here and there. And sometimes you got quite a few. Like every time you run into them, basically it's like 100 of them coming at you at once.
Okay.
And it gets pretty intense. You get to ride on a motorcycle, which is cool. And it was one of those games I could not put down. Every time I got done playing it for the day, it's like I couldn't wait till I got a chance to start it again and keep going. I didn't platinum it. I didn't 100% it or anything, just because I didn't like fighting the hordes. When you got 100 zombies coming at you, that's kind of scary. Yeah. So like I did the ones I had to for the story, I got everything else in the game. I just didn't finish killing the hordes. So it might be something I go back to at some point. But I thought it was a really good game overall.
How would that's one that's been on like my periphery vision. Like what kind of genre is it? Like, is it? I mean, it sounds kind of action.
Adventure.
Action adventure. Yeah.
Okay.
It's almost like it's like an open world action adventure with the survival horror mixed in. Obviously, it's not hard to find ammo and stuff and get gas for your bike and stuff. So it's not like that type of survival horror, but you got to watch out for zombies. And it's just, they did a really nice job with it. It's fun riding the bike around. I don't know. I didn't really find any glitches while I was playing, and I just didn't have any complaints about it at all.
Oh, nice. What was the favorite part? What was the part that like just had you hooked?
Oh man, that's tough. Probably the whole storyline with his wife, trying to like figure out what happened to her, because there was like, he thought she died, and so there was this cairn that he had for like this rock that had her like name on it and stuff, and he'd go up and talk to it every once in a while, kind of explaining what was going on. So he like kind of accepted that she was dead, and then he kind of got leads here and there that she might be alive and stuff. And then the second half of the game, you go to a whole nother part of the map that you didn't know was there, and some things get pretty crazy, and it's just, I don't know, it's like I'm kind of like a hopeless romantic sometimes. And it was like, there's a part of me that was like, man, I really hope she's still alive. Because if she's not, it's going to be a very disappointing game to me.
Nice. So you heard it here first. Captain Algebra, hopeless romantic. I'm assuming after this, you will be popping in Love Actually.
Well, actually, we watched that last night.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Hey, Rachel likes it, so I like it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, I'm with Mikey on that one.
Yeah.
That's true.
No, but that is really cool. I had not heard a lot about it story wise, and it's really cool. Like, because I do associate you with the more retro scene to hear you gushing about a more modern game that came out like 2 or 3 years ago. I remember
2017, I think.
Okay, 2017. I remember.
Yeah, that sounds
people.
about right.
I don't know if it was glitchy. I just remember people just not knowing.
It was
what people had
it right when I played it right when it first came out, and you would get on the bike, and as you would ride the bike, his character would like twist, and the bike would go this way, and he would go that way, and there was all kinds of problems.
Hey, Mikey, can you show us one more time how he went like that? Okay. I hope there's people just listening to this. So we're doing visual gags.
I've got about 8 hours into that game, and I got stuck and just never really went back to it.
Okay. Has Devin? I know you're a horror guy. Have you played much of this one, or?
I've never played that one. No, I kind of got turned off when people were saying that it was a little wonky and not well built. So it's like,
yeah. But it is cool.
Are all fixed.
It is cool they came back and fixing that. You got your experience with it, and you had no problems. You said, right?
Nope. And I just played it on a regular PS4, not a Pro or anything, and it ran perfectly fine for me.
Yeah, I'm sure they fixed it by now. I mean, there's always patching stuff, but that's one that's on my definitely got to play it soon list. My like at the top of my backlog kind of thing is that game, because that's like right up my alley. Because Last of Us is my favorite series, and I love playing like World War Z with the hordes of zombies and stuff. So it sounds like it's a good mix of all that like stuff I like.
Yeah, definitely.
Cool. Any other comments? If not, speaking once.
I mean, if you want, I could talk about Barbie.
I mean,
let's runner-up game of the year.
I feel like that's a whole episode in and of itself. And
it probably is. Yeah,
we got to pull Bones in for that one.
That's like a 2-hour special right there. Yeah,
it is. I got to get all dolled up for it. Get dressed up, get my makeup on.
I feel like that's an April.
If you guys are going to do a Barbie episode, though, make sure you invite Bones.
Yeah, that's right. I love that you were able to pull that out so quickly, because I was trying to figure out how I could sneak up to my shelf and get mine.
Oh no, mine's right here. Easy access to that.
But all right, so we're in zombies. There's one guy I think of when I think zombies. It's the guy who introduced me to the green label Resident Evil 3. So RetroMikey, drum roll please. Can't do it with my hands because that would hurt. RetroMikey, what is your game of the year?
And you knew it would be zombies, but actually there's no zombies in this. They were werewolves.
Oh, Resident Evil 8. Nice.
Village.
Nice. All right, so talk us through.
Resident Evil Village. Some people I know gave it a downside, but I really liked it. It had different aspects of other Resident Evil games. And there was a lot of aspects of Resident Evil 1. The one stage where you're in the dollhouse is kind of like almost like a Silent Hill style phase.
Oh, yeah.
And then you also get into Resident Evil 4, and then a little bit maybe even to Resident Evil 5 and near the end where it just picks up to the action pace of it. So it really did, tone all around the whole story of how it kept it flow and everything. It was just neat.
Nice. So let me ask you.
I think I've probably played through it maybe 10 times already.
Whoa.
Wow.
Nice, dude.
And definitely has one of the creepiest enemies of any game that I've ever played. Right there.
All right. Well, I'm gonna ask you which one is that, because can you say?
I don't really want to ruin it for anybody that hasn't played it.
Okay. Yeah, since that's a game that's.
It was more of a shock factor of like, what the hell is that? Like.
Okay, I know what you're talking about. The mutated baby.
Yeah.
Nice.
I actually have it on live stream where I saw it for the first time. I screamed like a little girl.
Nice.
Dude, I was walking through the hallways and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, and I actually threw my controller for a second, like, holy shit, like I can't do this.
That part was super freaky.
Nice.
I was sitting here and I just jumped. I didn't know what to do. I was like,
Nice. Appreciate that. All right, so let me ask you this. Do you like Ethan? Is Ethan a good main character for the Resident Evil series?
He was a good character.
I need to finish this game.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, come on, John.
A bullet sponge.
Yeah. So,
you have to finish Resident Evil 8 to understand a lot more about Resident Evil 7 and 8 and a lot more about Ethan as a character.
okay.
I haven't finished 8 either yet, but I do know what happens to him, so.
Yeah, if you haven't finished the game, finish it because it really tells an in-depth story of... You're like, how is this guy still alive? He's taking all this damage and all he's doing is pouring this liquid over him and healing himself.
Hey, he's duct taped his arm back on. Like, duct tape's magical. That's real. That is real.
That was the part he picks up his arms. Okay, it works again.
Well, I like it. I like if you mess up going down in the very beginning of the house in 7, how he cuts his leg off and then he just reattaches the leg. I'm going, what?
I mean, that's how it works, guys. That's how it works.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
Right.
like it totally fell off on my bike ride, and I was like, some
Now
chapstick.
you
socket.
didn't actually break your arm doing that. You caught up with Lady D, and then you had an issue.
That is exactly what happened. So, Mikey, you're a Resident Evil expert. How does this rank? I know it's your game of the year. How does it rank compared to other Resident Evils?
I'd say Resident Evil 8 is probably either my 4th or 5th favorite.
5th favorite, nice.
What did you like better, 7 or 8?
7,
Ooh.
but only in VR. I like
Okay.
playing that one in VR more than I do any other way.
Okay, that's fair. Like 7 is, honestly, I feel like 7 is like the premier PSVR game. Like it is the most fullest normal game. So
I played a VR game this year and I actually did it on live stream and people laughed their asses off. I played Paranormal Activity.
nice.
And near the end of it, I'm sitting here and I'm trying to figure out where to go. And all of a sudden I turn around. There's this lady there, grabs me. I literally screamed and threw the controller up in the air and April had to find it.
All right,
But I had the
so
VR unit on.
I'm hearing like a regular theme of you is just yelling and throwing the controller, like things. So.
Well, the VR thing was freaky because you turn around, this lady grabs you, and it shakes. You're like, okay.
Yeah, dude, I had the same issue when I played the Five Nights at Freddy's game on VR, and I jumped across the room and almost broke my VR headset.
I have that. I have not opened it yet, so
Nice.
I need to try it sometime.
Well, that could
I
be
have all the intentions of playing Resident Evil 7 in VR. I want to, but that's the only one that I've played that has made me feel sick. Like any other VR game, I'm fine, but like I play that for like 10 minutes and I need to take it off.
Yeah.
I did around Easter this year. I did a full live stream where I did the entire game one set through in VR. And if you watch the last half hour of the stream, you can probably tell I'm pretty white. I'm struggling through it not to throw up.
Nice. That's a good horror game right there. Good use of motion sickness. I mean, it really fully encapsulates.
Makes you sweat, makes you want to vomit.
Yeah.
I literally had
Makes you
sweat
scream.
pouring down. I'm sitting here trying to finish it like, oh my God.
Y'all are thinking
I'm
that's
not-
motion sickness. No, that's just a real experience. Like that's what you should be doing if you're in the Resident Evil world is sweating and throwing up profusely. So, kudos, Capcom. Kudos. So before we move on, could you play Resident Evil 8, or do you recommend playing Resident Evil 8 before you've played or beat 7?
No.
Okay.
You need to play 7 first.
So-
It's kind of a continuing story.
All right, 7 first. All right, cool. So let us move on. I'm gonna go.
It was the wheel.
Yeah, Wheel of Morality. Turn. Tell us the lesson that we should learn. 5 points if you know what show that's from. I'm gonna go with Tom and Lacey. Tom and Lacey, I gave y'all a special. Like I don't know if y'all are using that card. Game or collectible of the year.
Well, I mean, without a doubt, it was obviously perky little things because no, I'm kidding, of course.
He's not.
He's not.
He keeps bringing this stuff up, like it's like it's like so only a joke so many times. Yeah, guys.
Thankfully, he keeps bringing it up because it reminded me that I had to buy it. So thank you, Tom.
Who's joking? I am fine with it.
I tell you what, I have had a rough year with the games. I've not been picking some good ones because, like, I played through freaking Hello Neighbor.
Don't get me started. Don't get me started.
And then I also sunk way too much time into Valhalla, and I was really looking forward to this game. It just did not deliver for me. But closer to the start of the year, I actually did play through the Mafia Trilogy. And the funny thing was, I sat down and I was like, you know what? I'm going to try the first one out, and then I'll jump to another game. I got sucked into the world so much that I just slammed through all 3 games. And they were a lot of fun. I'd never played the Mafia series before, so the definitive edition is definitely the way to go from what I've read. All the quality of life changes. The first game takes place in the 30s. And it was really cool, like having that very different, vehicle and weapon option as far as like what you could do to complete the missions and everything. And of course, the music. I mean, I'm weird. I love old music anyway. So I loved that. The second game took place, I think it's like late 40s, early 50s. And Vito, the main character in that one, I mean, he's very like almost standard mafioso character. And that was a lot of fun too. It really did improve on everything that made the first one so much fun. 3 was a little different. I liked Clay as a character. He was interesting, and I absolutely loved the setting of the 60s, especially the freaking music. I mean, every time we got in a car and the music started up, it was awesome. It was our childhoods because
it was,
that's the music we heard growing up.
Nice.
The problem was Mafia 3 was a little too much like a GTA game.
Okay.
The first ones, it was like almost inspired by GTA, but 3, it felt a little too much GTA clone. It was still fun, but I had a lot more fun with the first 2.
Cool. So how do they draw inspiration from Grand Theft Auto for these?
Because whenever I saw a car I liked, I said, "Ooh, I like that car." So he knows that means stop the car. We're going and taking the car that my wife just said she likes.
Yeah, that made Siege really awkward this year. Like walking through the parking lot with Lacey. Lacey's like, "Oh, that's the car we're taking, guys."
I was like, "Can we get to the convention and stop stealing vehicles, Lacey?"
Yeah, you know how much fun it was trying to complete some of those missions. One, with not the best car you needed for the mission, but the pretty one. And 2, having someone there the whole time yelling, "Don't you destroy that car."
So you basically played on hard mode, right?
They're shooting your car. Stop it.
We're going to find a mechanic after this mission.
And we're just gonna drive to the park for a while. Betsy needs a tune-up. I don't like that little sound I'm hearing.
I can appreciate that though, Lacey, because like when I play the Grand Theft Auto games, I get really upset when I ding up my favorite cars, and I have to find a garage right away to fix it up.
That's
so
real.
I keep going.
See, that's why I really love Forza Horizon 5. Oh, I should have thought of that for Game of the Year. Forza Horizon, like you get these awesome cars, and like occasionally you'll put a ding in them, and I'm just like, oh, but when you start to race it, like clears it back out. I'm like, okay, everything's fine. But
there was one car, I think it was like a concept car. Was that in 2 or 3? And since it was a concept car, the first thing I hit, and I mean I barely hit it, and like the whole frame was gone.
Like one piece just falls off. So you're driving around like just 4 wheels and a steering wheel.
Yeah, basically.
Nice.
Like, oh, okay.
But
to actually answer your question though, there's a lot of like Grand Theft Auto where, they tell you to go on the mission and you either have to pick up a car, deliver a car, or, go to this like restaurant or whatever and do kind of like a mob hit kind of a thing. So it's kind of like
a lot of like drive me here, drive me there, shoot this guy, run that down. But I will say the difference with the first 2 games, there was a lot more story, for better or worse, because you start up a mission and you would talk to all these people and everything. So if you like that story element, that was great. If you just kind of wanted to get into it, it's like, I could see where that would drag. But that's where the third one kind of changed that up, because the third one, it would be like, yo, Clay, we got to go take these guys out.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
I guess, hey, all right, I'm driving. I got it.
Got away from the Mafia feel in the third game. So that's why, for me, that was the least one I liked. I mean, like as he said, I loved the music, loved the cars, loved the clothes, but it didn't feel like a Mafia game. It felt like a DLC to a Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, it was
like
basically
maybe Vice City or something.
Yeah, it was like a GTA Vice City Bayou edition or something.
Nice. I mean,
do you have a favorite game in the series?
In the Mafia series?
Yeah, Mafia series. Yeah.
There's only 3.
I would lean towards 2. The first one, it's good, but it's really, really short. And honestly, even on this, there's a lot of spots where it's rough around the edges. Fun fact, did you know that a 2-ton vehicle from the 1930s cannot go through a shrub? No matter the speed.
Back in the day, man, shrubs were made of stronger stuff, man.
Yeah.
Like it's just
they don't make shrubs like they used to.
Yeah, the world was a
Exactly.
tougher place back in those days. You know, it's really it's
It's like, well, isn't that a fight? How do you do? Why don't you get out here? We're gonna have some fisticuffs, boy.
Not gonna lie, I've been waiting for that to be bust out. I'm like, how do I get Tom to bust out his 1920s guy? Tom was just born for the wrong 20s that he's in.
But yeah, 2 was really good. Again, though, just keep in mind that there's a lot of story elements to it. So, anytime that you might have been getting bored of, say, a Metal Gear game when they're, talking a little too much, you might get that same feeling in 2.
Okay. Which I find to be blasphemous because story in video games is necessary and beautiful. And back in my day, we had to read an instruction booklet for anything that looked like story. So you kids shut up and don't hit that X button. How dare you? Sorry. The shrubs were tougher and the kids were tougher. I just want to go back to a simpler time.
We also got to collect Playboy magazines in the Mafia games, which was fun.
Nice.
And you can read some of the articles, too.
Oh, yeah, the articles. That's why we
go.
got
Articles are the best part, obviously.
Oh, yeah. Let me tell you, that's a lot of fun, because my wife and then her sister are sitting there watching me play this game, and it's like, hey, check this out, July 1958. That's pretty... Oh, back to the game then, okay.
An interview with Lauren Michaels. Wait, that's no good. Here we go. All right. Well, any other questions on Mafia? Now, Lacey, I do ask, do you have a collectible of the year? What is your favorite collectible you've gotten this year?
Remember all the collectibles.
I know, there's so many
you got
collectibles all year long. It's hard. I was actually looking around trying to think, what was a good collectible for this year?
I guess I should have gone, Lacey, what's the first collectible you can look at in the room? That was a good one.
What the heck?
That's a good one.
That's awesome.
Puking Pac-Man.
Do it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we got the bells.
You're killing Sean.
Here, watch it in reverse.
Not supposed to
Pac-Man's
eat.
got a big mouth.
He only eats Blue Ghost. That toy is very inaccurate and it offends me. Nice. That's cool. Well, I also want to hit up y'all. We were able to get back to conventions, and y'all are the convention king and queen. That's a good way to put it. Highlight convention wise this year. What was your favorite convention? And we all know it was Siege because you met me in person.
Actually, I was going to say, no offense to MGC, but it would probably have to be Siege. I'm sorry, Cap.
Oh.
Hey, I loved going back to Wisconsin. It was so much fun. Hadn't been there since I was 9.
Did Siege have cheese curds?
Yeah, well, the cheese curds was pretty amazing.
Or New Glarus beer?
Well, yeah. Okay. I know, it was really hard to compare the two.
Saying.
I don't know. There was just a different feeling to the convention. Maybe it's because it was the first big one we got back to, so it was just that rush and everything. But I mean, I really did enjoy MGC and everything, but it was almost more like MGC was a fun convention, but it was almost more like everything else about MGC.
Yeah.
Like Cap said, getting to hang out with everybody again, getting to eat as many cheese curds as I could stuff into my body. And then as many as I could stuff in the cars, we brought them home.
How many we could stuff inside a Pac-Man.
Turned him into a cooler.
Yeah.
But I mean, Siege did not have someone getting visibly upset, angry to the point they destroyed a friend's hotel room. Like, well, I mean, Cap's apparently storming off.
Being thrown at someone's head.
Yeah. I mean, Sean still has scars from how angry I got at that convention.
Oh yeah.
So
my knee still has a twinge when I walk. Like.
Nice. Awesome. All right, well, let's move it on and let's turn it to Ratboy Collectibles up in New Jersey, the Garden State, the home of Kevin Smith. Dude, how's it going, and what's your game of the year?
Well, like I said, it's been going good. It's warm outside, but whatever. I would have to say I want to start with two of them, but obviously you already know the first one, but this is definitely the second runner-up for me. I didn't expect to dump that much time into this Guardians game, but I really like it, and I love it so much more than the Avengers game. They put a lot more time and power into this one. And it's actually, from what I understand, I don't really know a lot about the Guardians. It's pretty comic accurate, so that's definitely pretty good.
Nice.
Has anyone else played this one yet?
Yeah, I picked it up.
I've been hearing good things about it.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. I haven't finished it yet. I was actually just playing it earlier, but really cool. And I like all the costumes that you can find. You can find them like the movie versions and various different comic versions of the characters. You only play as Star-Lord, which is a little disappointing, but still really awesome game so far.
Yeah.
But by far my top has to be Returnal. I put so much time into this game, and I still have yet to beat it. It's a procedural generated game. You play as a character named Celine. You crash land on this alien planet, and you fight to get through to find out why, how to fix your ship and find out why you're here and how you got here to begin with, besides just crashing your ship. Mm-hmm. And it's the type of game that restarts every time you die, but they actually implement that into the story. So you start finding your own dead bodies and finding out more and more of the story as you go on, as she's kind of going insane, finding old recordings of herself before she died in previous lives. Really awesome thing. Scary as hell, too. It's very hard. But awesome game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Is it available on the Xbox?
No, it's PS5 exclusive at the moment.
Yeah.
Although it is on PlayStation Studios, so I think it might be one of those things that ends up going to like PC or something maybe, but we'll see.
Hey, PlayStation Studios.
PS5, oh well.
PlayStation Studios did put something out on Game Pass this year, so.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, well, it was the show. It was the MLB The Show.
Oh.
But yeah, they developed it. And it was day one Game Pass release, so you never know in this crazy mixed-up world we live in. So it's procedurally generated, right? Like you don't get a similar playthrough.
I think that's the right term. Yeah, but like every time you start up the game, the main like level where you start, where your ship crashed, is always the same. But once you go through the door, it's always like a different section, and it's actually implemented into the story that the planet itself is actually changing every time you die, not just like it just happened to be that way.
Oh, nice.
So that's what I find to be the most interesting thing about it, is because it's actually in the storyline why that's happening.
Nice, and that's an FPS, right?
It's a third-person shooter, like Gears of War or the Guardians game.
Okay, cool, man. How's the music? How's it set tone?
It's got a really eerie tone when it comes to there's these foresty areas that have like this dark sounding music to it. I really like it. It definitely gets you very immersed in the game, especially when you're wearing the headphones where you can hear the monsters creeping out behind you and everything. It's really cool sound-wise.
Nice. Cool.
And the guns make it really cool because there's also like this daily run thing where you can upgrade the guns. It's kind of like the same basis where you get something that you can upgrade yourself and upgrade the guns as you go through the game to make yourself stronger. And the daily run thing gives you like the most powerful version of that gun, so you can just mow through enemies. But it's not always what it's cracked up to be, because it might still be pretty hard even then.
Nice. So, is this a game? You were one of the early, like within the first few months, to get a PS5. Is this one of the games that justifies you having a PS5?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, originally it was just Demon's Souls that I really wanted to play. I was playing the crap out of that because it was like the only game I had. But then once Returnal came out, I played that for probably 3 months straight.
Yes. Yeah, I've talked to you regularly, and I was like, man, Eternal, how's your day going? Returnal's great. How's the baby, Devin? Returnal's awesome.
Returnal, baby. I mean, come on.
The court documents just came in. We changed the name.
While she was in the hospital, number one.
So awesome. All right.
That's definitely one I want to play first when I ever eventually get a PS5, which I'm not in a hurry of doing. But that's definitely one which is gonna be great because by that time, I'll get it for like $10 used.
Well, I'm sure it's already been on sale quite a bit, actually.
Yeah.
I've heard nothing but good things about Returnal. That's definitely high on my list. Once I get a PS5, just like Sean said, but God of War Ragnarok will be number one for me.
Oh yeah.
I'm definitely very excited about that one. Yeah. And little known thing, I don't know if you guys saw the fact that they actually are releasing the faceplates for the PS5 finally. So they have really cool colors that are coming out too. So
nice. That was
that's really smart.
Yeah, that's a slick move on there. I was like, that's almost as slick as the Nintendo Switch, like letting you use the Joy-Cons to like essentially customize your system, like putting out.
They could easily make your PS5 a special edition.
Yeah,
they just sell the game with two.
That's what the 360 did, if you guys remember.
Slides,
I mean, there was multiple games that the 360 had a faceplate for the console, so they might do the same thing.
So all I just heard was they stole an idea from Xbox, and Xbox is better. As we have said multiple times on
I'm jumping on that bandwagon now that I finally have the Series X. So
come on, John. We talked about this last Contravania. The console wars are over. Okay, we can love all the consoles.
Yeah, the war is over. Now the console pettiness begins. And that is what I am. I am basic and petty. Like, let's just let me be who I am. I am Team Green because that is the one I have, and that is how my ego is attached to the things I own, okay?
And he prays to the Xbox like it's the obelisk from the 2021 Space Odyssey.
Yes.
I wake up every morning, touch it, and remember how to use tools. It's a beautiful thing. And for the first 3 months that we had it, Katie would play the theme song in the background, but now she doesn't like to do that because it takes up too much time. And I'm a grown-ass man. I need to... all right, but now after the jokes on my own account, we move it on to the man from Boston. I am assuming 8-Bit Glitch's game of the year is either Forza, Grand Theft Auto, maybe Mafia after hearing about, because he likes to play games with cars. He likes to drive the car around and pocket in the Harvard Yard. I'm just recycling jokes at this point, but
I don't know. I saw his reaction to Hello Neighbor. I think that might be his game of the year.
Let's let Sean vent a little bit about Hello Neighbor right now, because I know he's got a little one that is super into that.
Yes. My youngest is that's one of her big things, and lately she's dragged me into playing it. First it's watch me play. Okay, so I'm sitting on the couch watching play on the phone. Next thing you know, the controller's in my hand and I have to play.
And she's crying in the corner because Daddy came and yanked the controller out of her hand. You're not doing it right!
The thing is, she knows how to do everything because she's already beaten it. So she's trying to get me to do it, and she's trying to tell me to do this and do that and trying to talk me and coach me through it. But I just cannot stand the controls of that game. Oh my God, it's god-awful. I'm trying to jump on things, and it's like not happening, and it's very floaty. And when you're trying to put something down, but then you end up throwing it across the world. And it's like, well, I guess I won't be using that box. Yes. Oh my God.
So what you're
Sorry.
saying is you're letting your child be a better gamer than you, Sean.
Yes.
Get
This
wrecked.
game she can be the wizard. She can have the trophy in the crown. I don't want it. I don't want it.
I now have this image of Sean, like, when the kids go to sleep, just sitting up all night. I'm going to figure this out.
Yeah.
Punk kids aren't going to tell me how to play games in my house.
You laugh. At one point, she got up and left, and I was sitting there for like a half hour, and then I realized she wasn't in the room, and I went, "Why the hell am I still playing this?"
Because you love it. You love it. You want to beat it.
Okay, so we've given Sean time to talk about his real game of the year, and now he can put up his pretend one. Sean, what's your other game of the year?
Well, it was kind of a hard choice because I wanted to pick something I beat because I was going with Metroid Dread, but I haven't beaten that yet. And Halo Infinite, oh my god! But that just came out at the end here, and I haven't beaten it, so I don't want to give it to that until I fully experience the whole thing. And who knows? Second half of the game could be crap. I don't know, yet. And one I really enjoy playing, but I haven't beaten because I just got sick of playing it because it's online. Is Aliens Fireteam, because it is like the best Aliens game that's ever been made. It's like ever since I've seen the movie Aliens, it's like this is it. This is exactly what I wanted an Aliens game to be. The hordes of aliens on different areas and stuff, and all the awesome weapons, setting up the traps for them. It's just so cool. But you get morons who won't cooperate with you. You get a team is 3. It's a team of 3. And you'll either get stuck with 2 bots if nobody joins you, which I actually rather play with bots than people in this game. Because everybody I get assigned to, oh my god, they just will not cooperate with you. They go running off and leave you to fight the hordes. And it's just...
This week's episode brought to you by Skynet. Hey,
exactly.
We're better than people.
I just wonder what those players are thinking of Sean. Like, God, he sucks. Why isn't he staying with us?
Yeah, because they're leaving me with the hordes of aliens.
God, this guy should go play Hello Neighbors.
So I had to go with Unmetal. I think I mentioned it already before. I bought that at Too Many Games, and since I started playing it at MGC, I just couldn't put it down, and I had to finish it. And
I know he wouldn't even leave his hotel room to come hang out with us. He just had to stay the whole time.
He conveniently delayed his flight and had to get a hotel room somewhere.
I had to stay over. I missed my plane. I had to stay over to Chicago.
As we're driving through Chicago, waving. Bye.
Yep. I loved it because it's very retro style, the graphics. It's like the new retro. It's the very, 8-bit, 16-bit. It's like original Metal Gear for the NES, the top-down kind of play. And it's basically Metal Gear with a comedic story. So the story is great. It had me laughing. It was like if Metal Gear and Naked Gun were a game. This game. And so it was difficult enough but easy enough, if you know what I mean. They didn't overcomplicate it, but it gave you a bit of a challenge on some of the boss fights especially and stuff. And what's great about it is you can't kill anybody. You can right at first, but then at a point you meet somebody, and then it's basically like the doctor in the facility. And she basically tells you to not kill anybody because you're overworking me. Because she has to heal all the soldiers you kill. So at that point of the game, which is pretty early on, you have to you play the game, and if you kill somebody, you have to use one of your med packs to heal them. So you end up using your med packs. So you have to use other ways to you have to knock them out and do things like that. So there's only certain points where you can actually kill things. And it's usually the drones and things like the non-human things. So so that adds a bit of the challenge to it and stuff. So that was why that's my game of the year. It brought back some nostalgia of the old NES games kind of thing. Plus the Metal Gear Solid, and then it just made me laugh. It was a great, funny story.
I can't remember. Is that digital only?
Switch. It's right now. It's digital only. It just came out on the Switch. It was only released on Vita and Steam.
Okay.
And the physical Vita was only like, I think they only made like 1,000 copies or 1,500 through PlayAsia. So when I saw that at Too Many Games, I'm like, mine, because the collector in me, had to have it. But the kid in me thought it was great,
Do you think it has enough clout for, like limited run or special reserve or anyone to put out a physical copy maybe on the Switch?
I have a feeling that it's a pretty popular game from what I'm seeing and hearing. So I wouldn't doubt that like there'll be a physical on the Switch through like limited run or something like that. And yes, I will buy that too. In fact, I have it on my wish list on the Switch because I'm like, I'll just get it digital. And I'm like, don't need to because I have this. But if it comes out physical, I might have to do that.
Yeah.
Unless it goes on sale for like $3 digital from the $20, then I'll buy it digital.
How'd you hear about this game? Like, how did it get on your radar?
I'm trying to think. It was probably, I want to say 6 months before Too Many Games. I saw just a random, like one of those suggested YouTube videos, like not even channel I follow or something. It popped up and I said, oh, what's this Unmetal? Looks like a Metal Gear guy, like in the thumbnail. So I watched it and saw a review on it. And I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. And they're like, oh, buy it now, PlayAsia. I'm like, oh, sweet. I went over there and they're like, sold out. Only 1,500 copies. I'm like, damn. So I'm like, I guess I won't be playing that kind of thing, And then I was at Too Many Games. And it's funny, is when I went to Too Many Games, that was the week or weekend or whatever, it went live on Switch. So I was like, oh, so I almost got it for the trip, like digital. And I'm like, no, I'll hold off, And then all of a sudden, like, it was like literally the last few hours of Too Many Games on Sunday. I came across one of the tables in the back, and there it was, sealed, brand new. And I was like, it was fate.
Oh, that was a beautiful trip. Like what I hear is like, you realize like you were gonna be sleeping the night in a bed with me, so you didn't need anything else to entertain you, and
right.
that like you would hold off, and you found the physical one later after I had left because I had to be back at work on Sunday. So I all I'm hearing is like I am what like quenched your thirst before that game, and upon my leaving, the absence of me is what made you pick your game of the year.
This filled my hole. That's all I'm gonna say.
Wow.
Well, Vita games are pretty small. What's that saying about Jonathan?
Oh, look at that praise!
Don't boom.
there.
Well, that's all we got for Contravania. Nice to see you guys.
So thank y'all for coming to the series finale of Contravania. Wait, hold on. Wait, where's that? I muted Captain Algebra again. Take that. I have power. Insult my ego. Does anyone else want to ask any questions? Because now I'm afraid to talk. Catherine's raising his hand.
John, you and John, who's the big spoon and who's the little spoon?
John's the big.
Yeah,
for sure.
totally.
Knew it.
Yeah.
Knew it.
Yeah.
Well,
I just want to know how jealous is Nintendo.
Yeah.
He was in the
Yeah.
bed. The
Oh
next
no,
to us,
we're not
so-
doing these sets of jokes again. We've done them. I know this is like a 2021 wrap up, but like we've done this line of joke before. Also I don't need hateful spam from Nintendo on my channel.
I know he's like, why wasn't I involved in this particular thing?
Yeah, he
I
likes to
know.
watch. It was
I was
awkward.
right in the bed next to you guys. All you had to say was come over.
Sean's CPAP machine gets in the way, guys. It's just weird. Just an awkward Darth Vader fantasy thing going on.
Hey,
All right,
you
Lacey
all
is like drinking, and I'm now like, get it to come out her nose. Get it to come out of her nose.
Almost.
Ninja was filming.
Nice. All right, well, I'm going to move on to my game of the year. You jerk.
Yeah, you got a game. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
John exists.
John exists.
I thought we were done, right?
No, yeah, it's all right. Y'all just log
I
off.
mean, he likes Xbox, so
Yeah, no. So, my game of the year, and yeah, hold on, scene. My game of the year is one that I'm actually picking a retro game, so which I have all these retro gamer YouTubers on, like Lacey here, and I'm the one picking a. Sorry, I'm the one picking a retro game. This game is a game had a really cool experience to get it, and it then shifted my thinking on collecting and how I go about collecting. One of the amazing people on this chat got me a discount on this game, as he got other people in this chat discounts for their games. And then coming home with this game and playing it, it's a game that inspired me to stream more and just kind of try to broaden my channel. And that is Castlevania Dracula X in its spiffy 3D sleeve. So another shout out to Video Game Dust Sleeves Chris and the fine work he does. So I picked this up at Siege, brought it home, and oh my gosh. This game has a bad reputation, and it is an unfair bad reputation. It only has a bad reputation because it's not another thing. And that's, it's not Rondo of Blood for the TurboGrafx CD. But if you take away that, this is a great game, and it looks great on the Super Nintendo. The fire effects are beautiful. Yep. I think my only critique is sometimes the levels don't make sense setting-wise, like what you transition to, but other than that, it plays awesome. Richter moves like the best of any Castlevania character. The art is awesome. The soundtrack, oh my gosh, the soundtrack. This is my favorite video game soundtrack of all time now. And this really, I was a decent Castlevania fan before I got this, but getting this, playing it, I'm now a huge Castlevania fan, as most of these guys know, as I have slammed through collecting Castlevania games this year. But yeah, so this game is definitely my favorite that I played this year, but it's also the game that impacted me the most this year. Because now I'm kind of scaled back, going for everything and just kind of picking and choosing and going for bigger titles, which I think me and Sean are going to do an episode about doing bigger things.
Doing bigger things.
Yeah.
Somebody clip that. Somebody clip that.
Yeah, I figured I'd loop it back around.
Games stays at too many games.
Yeah.
You call it Big Banger Boys.
Big Banger Boys. All right, well, this is the final episode of Contravania. In the new year, the new show will be called Big Banger Boys.
I love it.
I'm not going to get ordained, guys. I just need to accept that about that's where my life is going. Called to the ministry? No. No, it's over.
God
but yeah,
has a sense of humor.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Once again, if God doesn't have a sense of humor, I'm already screwed, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, that's my game of the year. So Castlevania Dracula X. Anyone want to say some things? I've seen some heads nodding. I will say it is currently available digital now on Switch, PlayStation 4, and I think Xbox through the Castlevania Advance Collection that just came out.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I actually played it back in October for my October Spooktacular streams. Mega Dan was nice enough to let me borrow it, and I was saying the same thing when I was playing it that night. I didn't get the bad rap it gets. It was a really fun game, and we were talking about it in the chat. It's just because it's not Rondo of Blood on the Turbo CD. That's it. That's why people don't like it. But it's still a phenomenal game in its own right.
Yeah. I mean, a real hot take is I prefer that over Castlevania 4.
All right, can we mute Sean now?
No, I'm gonna say I think I agree with him. I'm definitely. We may be getting people dropping left and right here, but
all right, see you guys. I'm out.
As much as it pains me to say this right now, Sean is right.
Hey, well, no.
Wait, somebody got that recorded, right?
No. Cut it out. Cut it out.
Cut it out. Edit it. This episode's going to be 5 minutes long. It's just going to be us saying titles, and then everything else is now cut out. But I think we're running up against time, and so I do want to thank everybody and also give a moment for shameless plugging, which is, if we are nothing here to do, is shamelessly plug all these wonderful people. Ratboy, what's going on with you? What you got coming out content-wise? I know you're rocking
Well, at the moment,
TikTok.
I'm just kind of focusing on TikTok right now. I do have a 3,000 follower giveaway that I'm going to be in the process of getting there, giving away a Pokemon booster box on my TikTok channel. So look me up on Ratboy Collectibles on TikTok. I'm also on YouTube, but I kind of haven't done a lot on that lately. But I will be jumping back on soon.
Cool. RetroMikey, what's up your way?
Just need to get through and edit some videos. Still got to get my MGC videos out. Hadn't done that lately. Got some other stuff on the route and planned for next year.
Nice.
Already been invited to about 5 different conventions. I'm like, thanks.
Nice.
So we'll see what happens between now and then.
All right.
Cool.
So I've still got my fingers crossed that you'll be at Siege.
I've been invited. I'm already been told we would not only be there, but me and April are turning the week after that into our 20th wedding anniversary getaway.
Nice.
That's a
So
beautiful
after we
thing.
leave Siege, we're going to go to Gatlinburg for a week.
Oh, nice.
Very cool.
Nice.
Nice.
Cool. Cap, what's up your way?
Well, I'm officially back on YouTube after taking November off. I've streamed a few times and stuff, and made a couple videos. So I've got my Genesis collection update for all the games I got at MGC. That's recorded. I just got to get game footage of all the games I bought and then edit that video. But I am continuing to go through my Genesis A to Z. We just did Mortal Kombat this past Friday. I will not be here this Friday. I'll be out of town. But hopefully the following Friday, I can convince my wife to stream with me.
Nice.
We were going to do Monopoly together.
Nice.
It was supposed to be this past Friday. She wasn't feeling it, so that's why I went with Mortal Kombat. So yeah, either 2 weeks from now, or I guess a week and a half from now, it'll be Monopoly with her, or Mortal Kombat 2, which I'm sure I'll rage quit again because I hate fighting games. But yeah, so and hopefully this Tuesday I will finally get back to doing some request streams. I've had them scheduled the last 2 weeks, and I've been exhausted after school, and so I just canceled those. But yeah, I'm looking forward to maybe streaming Wizard of Oz on Super Nintendo this upcoming Tuesday.
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, it can't be as bad as everyone says, right? I mean,
we'll find out.
Yeah.
Well, and I mean, I, because of what you've said about Mortal Kombat, I find your taste to be skewed anyway. So I don't know if I can.
Hey, you know what? I liked Mortal Kombat as a kid when I played on very easy, but now that I'm an adult and I actually play games on normal settings, it is much harder.
I will say that tag team stuff at the end they do really sucks. So
right? Can't I just go right to Goro? Maybe I'll have a chance then.
Yeah, and they don't do that in the second one. So maybe the second one will be a better experience for you.
But the second one I remember being harder.
Yeah, so we'll have to tune in. Make sure you turn in and watch Cap with the Sega Genesis. I want to say something about the sound chip because I think like everyone on here almost commented on my fact that I loved the sound chip.
Yeah, you're definitely wrong on that one. Sorry, man. I love the Genesis, but come on.
Yeah, you're all terrible.
That's not good.
You're all terrible people. Tom Lacey, what's up with Do You Nerd? Are you nerding?
Oh, we're always nerding.
And we nerd hard.
Of course, we're all the socials, most active on YouTube. New videos every Wednesday. Ren fairs, conventions, pickups, all kinds of stuff, basically, kind of whatever comes down the pipeline. We're trying to put out a bunch of videos that have been sitting in the hopper for a while. There's a Ren Fair from October that's, still not out. That's great. We've got an unboxing video from John that's been done for months now that still hasn't gone out. So that feels awesome. But trying to get caught up with that. We've got some plans to try to incorporate a little more like movie and TV stuff because, we like to talk and watch a bunch of things too. So trying to finally get that out there as well. Yeah. But we're real slow putting stuff together. So
that reminds me, I still need to film something for you about me talking about one of my cats. So
that could be taken so many ways.
We're Big Banger Boys, January 2022. Yeah, this is gonna have to be a private access one. We're just gonna have to send these send people we trust on this one. Yeah, I said this was like a dream of mine to do on YouTube, and this has slowly turned into the nightmare.
Who asked for it?
Shoddy Boy, you are feeling nostalgic these days, and you're almost done with the marathon you give yourself at the end of the year. What's up with you?
You mean the heart attack and stress of putting 12 episodes in a row together? Yeah, 12 Nostalgic Days of Christmas is currently going on. I was afraid I wasn't going to get enough for 2 guests an episode, but it turned out that the last one is going to have 4. It's going to be the big bang at the end. So I still got to film that one, the 11th and the 12th. And so I'm behind. Got to get those done.
Okay.
So,
well, Christmas is
Thursday and Friday.
4 days.
You should.
You'll be fine.
You're like an advent calendar.
I feel for you, Sean. My Halloween horror collab that I did was a nightmare.
Yeah. I don't know why I keep doing this to myself every year. And everybody asks me, you going to do it again? You going to do it again? And I feel obligated.
See what you started?
Hey, Sean, you going to do it in 2022?
Can
Cap,
I go ahead and record
Start
my
planning now.
Yeah,
Just get it done at the beginning of the year.
whoa.
Yeah, sure.
Let's just be honest with the way we see things going. We don't know if there will be a Christmas 2022, so let's not jinx things. Heck, I don't even know if there's going to be a 2022 of the things I've been seeing lately. So, doom and gloom. But I think we will get a Christmas. And Sean, those have been great videos, especially the second episode. That really spoke to me.
I wonder why.
That was just a really good one. Nothing like me on codeine talking about how much I love the Power Rangers. And as for me, you're clearly on my channel. So if you like this kind of content, I've been I do this. I do unboxings. I've been doing some streaming lately, a lot of Halo Infinite, and having a lot of fun just checking out that game and exploring that world, because that is a fun experience. I cannot say enough good things about Halo Infinite. It's just what they needed to do. I'm glad they took the extra year. Go Xbox. Yeah. And so that's going to
we'll have to do the co-op together, John, when they release that.
Yeah. Well, yeah, when they do the co-op, we'll do that. Or what we could do is you stream it, I'll stream it, and we'll try to make sure we're at the same place, and then we'll just try to do it together and pretend we're doing co-op.
Yeah.
Sean, this is how long-distance relationships work, okay? And so on that note, I want to say thank you again to all these amazing people. All of these amazing people have made my year in one way or another. Good jokes, good times, celebrating amazing new jobs, commiserating with working with teenagers. People
sharing
in here
a bed.
Have given me sharing a bed, getting to meet like a lot of these people in person, and I hope to meet the ones I haven't met in person in the next coming year.
Yeah, get to Milwaukee, John.
Stop telling me what to do. You're not my math teacher. I'm a liberal arts major, darn it.
Go to Missouri. You go to Mo GameCon, you see Captain there too.
Yeah.
Do both.
Help with sliders.
Exactly. We need help eating this.
Yes. One more person. Maybe 2, 3 more people. We can get all 100 down. Guaranteed.
All right. Well, we will get to that in this coming year. Thank you all. And if you like this kind of content, make sure to hit that like button and give us a subscribe. And my friends, we will all catch you in the next one. Peace.
Bye.
Happy holidays and Happy New Year. Say no to drugs. Stay off the street.